In this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process of applying for a healthcare assistant NHS job. So we are going to select a job from findajob.dwp.gov.uk and click on the apply button. As you can see, it's above the minimum salary threshold, which is 23,200. If you watch this video till the end, I'll show you the do's and don'ts of completing an NHS application. Many people make mistakes, and that's why they don't get any job interview. Click on apply for this job, then this page will open, and then you just scroll down. It's so important that you read some of the things here. See, if you make a standard supporting information, you might not need to read every single thing. Make sure you click on this particular JD. It lists the essential and desirable characteristics that they expect. That's the person specification. So you can see this one is offering certificate of sponsorship. Sometimes they don't put it because they don't want to crash their website, but I'm just scrolling down so that I can see what it looks like. Then you click on apply for this job. That's when you must have downloaded that PDF file that lists the things that they require you to have. Now it says how to apply for this job. You can sometimes they redirect you to the employer's recruitment site, and then we start the process. This job advertisement has passed, but it's still relevant. As you scroll down, it says you must sign into your Trac account, so we have to provide our email address, and then we tick I'm not a robot, then click create your account. You have to go to your email address, and in your email address you click on the link there so that you can set up your account. Once you click on that link, you have to complete this form here. So your email address will appear, you provide a password, you provide confirm password. Remember, don't use the password for your email address. Create a new password. Make sure it's strong. It has capitals and also symbols. It makes it strong. Now you put your title, your first name, middle name, family name, and country. So this application is done for someone that is in the UK. So you put UK. You'll be able to put in your UK address, your mobile telephone number or home telephone number, preferred language, and then you scroll down here. Just make sure you fill in everything that is needed here and click on create account. On the next page, what you're going to do is when you scroll down, you can start completing your application. So it says start your application. Do you currently hold a recognized care certificate? Not every NHS HCA application has this question. This is very important for this particular application. So I always encourage you to have your 15 standards of care certificate. Next question. Are you currently an employee of Great Ormond Street Hospital for Children NHS Foundation Trust? So if you are an employee, you can say yes, but I said no. Now choose your immigration status. This is very important. If you're British, you tick the right option. If you are Irish national with the right to work in the UK, then you tick that option. Then I have obtained settled state through the EU settlement scheme. I know that many of my subscribers fall under the category of maybe they have a skilled worker visa that was sponsored for them by my current employer, that's their current employer, or a healthcare worker visa that was sponsored for me by my current employer. So if you are under the health and care visa option, then you choose it. There's also the option of whether you have a tier 2 general work visa that was sponsored for me by my current employer. You know, some of these visas have been phased off and replaced with skilled worker visa. You choose that option. As you go down, you will see I have a Minister of Religion visa, so you can tick that option if you have a Minister of Religion visa. If you have a sports person visa, global talent visa option is there. If you're on a student visa and I'm applying for a full-time position, then you tick that option. Or you're a student visa and you're applying for a part-time bank position, it's really good, then you tick it there. Then you also have graduate visa. If you're on post-study work visa, you have youth mobility scheme, you have just so many options. Now, if you are a dependent, you can choose I am a dependent stroke spouse visa. Maybe a dependent of a student or a dependent of someone on a global talent visa. You choose that option. Or you can choose I have a family visa. Perhaps you're married to a British citizen or someone that has indefinite leave to remain, then you tick that option. So there are just different standards here. Or I do not have a visa or right to work in the UK. If you're outside the UK, then you tick that option. I do not have a visa or right to work. Now, if you have further information to provide, you put it in there, and then they are asking the same question: do you have a care certificate? You tick it. Now you tick I have read and agreed to the privacy notice, and then you click on continue. It will take you to the next page. Now you can just scroll down here and you can see there are different sections. It has personal details, application questions, references, equal opportunities. So these are the different sections of this application that you have to complete, and this is how we are going to go about it. When you click on start section for the personal details, so you see there are subsections under it: relationship, rehabilitation of offenders act. Now there's under application questions. If you click on start section, you see there are different subsections there: education, relevant training courses, membership bodies. There are just gaps in employment, supporting information, further questions. Then under references, if you click on that, you just provide your references, and then there's equal opportunities. If you stick to the end of this video, I'll show you how you can submit mini applications and save time, so that each application can be submitted under 15 minutes, so that you don't need to keep filling all these details every single time you want to submit an application. You need to understand that speed is key. Now let's click on open. Now you will see that it's asking you for password. Sometimes when you leave your Trac job application idle for a while, it will ask you for a password. So just simply save it on this thing, or you can type it in, and then you click on submit, so that you can carry on completing the application. So when we click on personal details, you can see you provide your title, forename, middle name, surname, address, city, county, country, postcode, email. You can also provide whether your preferred employment. If you want visa sponsorship, always tick full time. That's why I say always choose jobs that are 37.5 hours a week or 37 hours a week for NHS Scotland. You can now choose save or save and next. It's always faster to click on save and next. Anyway, let's just click on save, and then we move to the next option. You can see it's now green. When you complete it, it is green. You can say show answers. So under relationships, you say if you are related to a director or have a relationship with a director or employee of an appointed organization, please state the relationship. If you don't have any, just say none or not NA, that's not applicable. But just say no, and then click on save, and then it will just take you to the next page. It would also turn green, but I always say it's always best to say saved and next. Now, Rehabilitation of Offenders Act. So you have to answer this sincerely, guys. Fair recruitment process. You have to read what they have here. The question is, do you have any criminal convictions and or cautions that are not protected, under the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act 1974, Order 1975, England and Wales Order 2020. So just click on no or yes, and then click on next. Now, once you complete a particular section, it will tell you have completed these questions in this session. You must mark the session as complete. So you can easily just click on mark session as complete. So it helps you know what you have completed and what you haven't. Now, in progress are the application questions. This is the place you spend a lot of time in. You provide the subject. What's your qualification? What did you study, in uni, or maybe otherwise, I don't know where you studied. Just provide it there. Place of study, what's the name of the university, grade, is it 2-1 to 2, year obtained, you put it there. Now, if you have more than 1 degree or more, you can just add that green button there and click on add, and to add more opportunities. Now we'll just save, and you see it turns green, and then we go into relevant training courses, open. Now, if you did 15 standards of care, provide the 15 courses, each of them. Don't just say 15 standards of care and just write it there. Provide each and every course that was covered by that particular diploma or any NVQ or whatever, or 15 standards of care you had. Just cover every single part of it. Many people will do just don't do that. They just provide 2 certificates as if that's the only thing they have. They need to know all the courses that are lumped under that certificate. So just provide that. Now you click on save so that we can go to the next option. But I said save and next is always better. Now the next option is membership of professional bodies. For a carer, you don't need to be a member of a professional body. It's mostly doctors and nurses that require that license. Choose the option that you don't need to be a member of any professional body. But I just want to rush this, so I will just click on, just get out of this place so that we can complete this in times. I don't want this video to be too long, so we go to the next option, which is NHS service. So if you've worked for the NHS, you have to provide the months or years or time you've worked for the NHS. So that's as simple as that if you work for the NHS. But you have not worked for the NHS, you can ignore it. It's not a very important section to complete. Now the next one is employer stroke activity history. Start from your most current employer, name, address, type of business, reporting to, that's the job title, the person that you're reporting to, telephone number. We also have the job title, the start date, end date, the grade, salary, period of notice. If you're still employed in the same place, you don't need to provide reason for leaving, but it's so important that you provide a brief description of your duties and responsibilities. Use bullet points so that it's easy to understand, and try to extract aspects that are related to care. I'll share this with you briefly. I asked my Facebook community, what is the most important element in an NHS healthcare assistant band 3 application? Now you see more than 1 year of work experience in healthcare setting, one in that particular one. When I asked the same question on my YouTube, some people said it's NVQ level 3 diploma in health and social care. Going back to the application, you have to provide gaps in employment. Nowadays, even if the gap is just 1 month or 2 months, they will ask you why did you not work during that period. So provide it. Next is supporting information. Very important. I always encourage people to write between 1,200 to 1,500. Anyway, the limit is 1,500. Make sure your supporting information is very strong, covers the essential and, if possible, the desirable characteristics. Make sure it makes sense when you write it. Each paragraph, you can put bullet points in some places, but it should cover it. It should be so strong that it covers all the things that they are looking out for in a good supporting information. As you can see, it says you should demonstrate that you have read the published person specification and you have met the essential and desirable criteria. If you need someone to support you with this, reach out to me so that I can help you out to articulate your skills, qualifications, and experiences on paper. Now we'll click on next, and it will always tell you fix it if it's blank and you need to put something there. Now, further questions, some NHS trust won't ask you for further questions. Some will ask you particularly it relates to their trust values. So always be prepared to provide extra information to back up your application. So click on save and next. Let's just go to the next one. This one is for those people that you're a member of the UK Armed Force community. You click on yes or no. That's so simple. And then we'll go to the save and complete. Now, when you click on this, it will be the end of this particular section, and what you can do now is mark session as complete if you are okay. The next one is references. This is the place people make a mistake. They want you to provide your references in the past 3 years. If you did not work in a particular period of time, please do yourself a favor and provide a character reference for that period. But there are specific people that are allowed to provide a character reference for you. Here is listed. Character references should be provided by a person of standing in the community, such as a teacher, healthcare professional, doctor, physiotherapy, registered nurse, minister of religion, police officer, or solicitor. It also says that you can use the add button, and that's add another button below to add as many references as possible. You provide your referee title, first name, referee surname, referee organization name, job title, how do they know you. Then you also provide country, telephone, mobile number. Email address has to be their work address. please. Work email address. They won't accept a personal email address. If you're comfortable for the referee to be approached prior to interview, you can tick yes or no. Don't be afraid to tick no. Next thing is period this referee covers from. So you put the month and the year. Period this referee covers to. What name will your referee know you by if it's different, and why has your name changed? Just make sure you provide references that covers the last 3 years. Now we'll just move to the next section, which is the equal opportunities. It's quite straightforward, They just want to ask you some basic questions like equality and diversity monitoring, Please state your date of birth. Please indicate your gender. Please indicate the option which best describes your marital status so that they will know whether you're single, married, or in a civil partnership. You can select whether you are from Europe or maybe Asia or Africa. Next question, which of the following options best describes how you think of yourself? These are just basic questions. Another one is, please indicate your religion or belief. Are you a Muslim? Perhaps you're a Catholic, or you're a Christian, choose an option. And if you don't see your option there, you can now include it as other. Then you write it down, you type it down there, and you can now save and move to the next section, which is disability. So if you have any disability, just try and fill it in here. According to the definition of disability, do you consider yourself to have a disability? You say yes or no, and if you say yes, you choose the option from the yes, and if it's not listed in that option, you can write it down in a box there. Next one, how did you learn of this vacancy? Did you get it from NHS jobs or maybe Indeed? There are different options there you can choose from, and you can now select that. This part of the application is not so important. It's not so critical for your application. It's the application section that is so critical. If you save and move to the next one, you now go into the section that says declaration. This is the last section. So it says the information in this application form is true and complete. So you have to tick it to say, I agree to the above declaration. Now, the mistake that most people make in filling NHS job is that they are not very careful of how they fill their form. You are meant to write your name. First letter should be in capital and then small letters. Try to be consistent, not that you complete some parts of the application in capitals. That's every single letter is in capital, and some other aspects you have first letter, capital, and small letter, or maybe small letters throughout. Show that you can pay attention to detail. Now save, and then you must have completed this place. The next thing you can do is you can download your application or submit application. That is how you complete it. Now let me show you how you can complete the next application under 20 minutes, even 15 minutes if possible. Let's just say you found another healthcare assistant band 3 visa sponsorship job, again, health support worker. You select whether you are currently employed with the NHS trust. You choose your immigration status. Then after doing that, then you can tick I have read and agreed to this. Continue. Now this is the page where you can say use a recent application instead of blank form so that you can start afresh. We don't want that. We want to use our recent application. Then you click on launch application. After clicking on launch application, it will take you to this page where you can see that most sections have been filled. It said filled from past application. So all you have to do is just open it, just tick save and next. You can see that NHS service and supporting information not started, so you can easily complete that aspect. And also when you scroll down, you can see that there are some parts that have not been started, and it's very easy. All you have to do is make sure your supporting information is in an MS Word and tweak it each time to complete each NHS application, and you'll be fine. Include the trust values, include the essential characteristics, and you'll be fine. I hope you benefited a lot from this video. If you want to find out how to select NHS jobs that have visa sponsorship, choose this next video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.